Now, for me and myself, what I did is I use Softr, and this is published out there. So, and there's others out there. You could use Airtable, you could use Bubble, you could have used whatever. But you guys had to learn a tool on top of learning the software engineering process and deliver it. And that adds some complexity. If you've used Softr, you know this is kind of their default logo they give you on the homepage. I left that the same. I thought it worked for what we were doing. And this is the easy review system. And it is a mobile-friendly app. In fact, I'm going to have you guys use this. You guys should have turned in your evaluations of one another. I'm going to have you do it a second time, use it as that, and then do just a real short, message me like, hey, was this easier to do? Because I'm always looking for ways to make things easier for you guys as far as how projects go and whatnot. In fact, I've actually, if you click here on the learn more, you can see, hey, I've got a form if you want to fill out and stuff to learn more about it. And that's because I've built a whole website around this. Hey, this is what we're doing, this is why we're doing it. So you can follow, these are different steps that we've got, taking the MVP, there's a whole video about it, stuff like that. Reasons why you want to use a 360 review system and start laying this whole stuff out. So I'm actually, for me, myself, I'm going to attempt to turn this into an actual product. I've got like 20 something posts already created. I've got like another 30 to 40 being developed. But part of this is if you've ever done anything on learned about search engine optimization, one of the things you have to start building up is what we call domain authority. And so I've started building, how does this idea, 360 review system, which when you guys do like peer reviews, that's a 360 review system. Because I only see what I see here in class and what you email me and stuff like that. You guys know as you're working on a team, like, hey, this person was really not, they weren't real communicative. They might reply to you right away because you're a teacher, but they took 3 days to reply to me. Or, they did, okay? So we look at things like this and we say, like, how does this work? How can you boost engagement, managerial support, peer collaboration? And all these things are around topics that are important to that topic. So I'm boosting domain authority. Once I get about 30 or so articles completed, my goal is to get about 2 done a week over the summer. Once I get about 30, then I start doing some targeted, what they call keyword research, and figure out, hey, what are things that people want? That way, when they search, Google says, oh, you talk a lot about this. You know a lot about this. Here we can go and do this. Why do I know a lot about this? Well, I have to do things like this and work with you guys and see how you guys communicate with one another and things like that. So that makes it kind of relevant for me. Now, one of the things I did, and Softr does, is they have the ability to do what's known as a magic link, which is instead of you clicking and having username and password, which you can do as well, you can simply be sent a link and it will take you and sign you in. So notice, instead of saying, hey, sign in here, it says, oh, we're already signed in, leave a review. And so if you click on a review, it will see who I am. There we go. And here's a list of all the people that I can review. I'll pick Tevin because he's first. You click review, and then it comes up here as who am I reviewing. And you guys all see the stars to review people, right? Like, I use this all the time. Like if I want to leave a review on Amazon, I want to leave a review on, Google Places or anything like that. So I could have put leave a number 1 to 5. I could have put, some radio buttons. This does the exact same thing, but we instantly understand and we instantly know it. And that's why we picked it. It's a UI, it's a user interface and / user experience. Because we have the experience, because we know how it works, I can go over here and say, you know what, Tevin, he's pretty good about contributing to team meetings. We give him 4 stars. And then I can go inside, oh, let me fill in why did I leave that? If I want to, this is optional. Notice this is required. This doesn't have a little star, so it's optional. If I click save review, you know, so it doesn't go away, and that's goes, oh, you forgot some stuff. And it highlights anything that is required. And so you see, here's one that I said, no, you have to fill this one out. So everything that you're used to doing, this did for me. I noticed you guys, when you built out your applications and stuff, when you're working a team, you got a good chunk of the way in the hour and a half. And that included learning the product that you're using for the most part. Now, your guys' team had a little bit of experience with it, so you got a little bit of a heads up on that. But also learning how to work together on a single project at the same time, which is a whole nother set of challenges. And you did, like I say, you got a good chunk away in like an hour and a half. I built this, and because I did it by myself, but I knew the product a little bit better because I've used it before for a couple things. I built all this, the basic stuff, in about 30 minutes. And then I went in and cleaned it up, doing stuff like this, changing colors and just getting it looking nicer and stuff like that, and a little bit of error checking. I did it in about another 25, 30 minutes. So in fact, I have the whole build process is a video online. You can watch me build this from scratch in 30 minutes, or like under 30 minutes, like 27 minutes. So, I mean, and you know, you could follow along if you want to. You don't have to, of course, but if you want to. So that's kind of my problem, is how it works, and you kind of see it from there. Any questions for me on that? So that's kind of how I want you guys to do your reviews. Okay, pretty simple.
So the app we created is like for families to create tasks. So we tried to do like a easy to use app. We didn't want to do it like complex because it's like the first app we do. So we just wanted to make sure it's easy to use, so people can create a task, edit it, mark it as done, delete it, and also you can sign up and log in for the account. So we're going to show how we do that.
Do I need to sign up for it since you've already signed up for it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's how you can do it.
And we chose just email because with Flutter Flow, it didn't seem to like it when we tried to use like usernames and stuff like that. The only thing it really seemed to take was just emails.
Yeah, after we chose to use this app, we were like, oh, it was probably to use another one because this one is a bit.
It is designed to be able to create mobile apps, which at first you can't show a mobile app. Like if you made a mobile app and said, look, you can look at my phone and you can't see it, right?
Yeah.
But a huge advantage is the fact that it can be mobile app, but you've got to pay for push notifications. That's a bit much for a student to ask. But on the other hand, if you were a actual product and you were making money off of this, that's part of cost of doing business.
Yeah.
And so you go, okay, I'm willing to pay that because they're paying me X number of dollars a month to manage my kids' to-do list or whatever.
And from the look of it, it wouldn't have been that hard to implement. It's just paywall or anything.
Yeah. So I don't put that type of requirement on you because that's unfair as a student to ask you to do that. So I'm totally okay with the fact that you don't have push notifications.
So when you create an account, it automatically logs you in once you create the account. It just takes you to this first little homepage to explain basically what the app's all about. It gives you some instructions here. So if it's your first time ever using it, which clearly if you're creating an account, it would be, how to use it. Got your homepage. I don't think we have any specific tasks. It's just kind of like a blank canvas right now. Here, we'll try to create one. I don't know, homework. You gotta click and hold the actual task and then hit the delete button, but the share screen is finally on it. You can delete that one. There's the homework task again. If you click on it, you can edit it. You don't even have to hit the confirm button, but I'll show that it works. Take it back to the home screen. There's your profile for mine. Editing your profile picture is a little difficult.
Yeah, we tried it, but
we could get a picture on there, but we can figure out how to make it so it's unique to each account. But the email portion works. Go back to the dashboard. Go back to your task again. Or you can go back and log out.
You will show how to change the password.
Yeah. Yeah, you will log into yours, and show them that the
Oh, yeah.
email part works.
So we also have this option if you forget the password. You click here and you put your email. So you get an email. Here you can choose the password. Then you can log in with the email. There you go again. So yeah,
Excellent. Browser you really designed to run on a phone. So, yeah, that's the thing that if you were gonna go forward with a product, you'd say, hey, we're gonna have to fix this. This is a bug. But for demonstration purposes, you have it working, you can sign in, you can create users, change passwords, look at your.
or I can just delete that because that thing only says hold task to delete it.
I think that part's important though, because like you just saw with me, I forgot the right thing. You have to click and hold the tab.
Yeah,
delete
it's
it.
good because if not, probably you don't know. That's why I added it. So you
Yeah.
have then you can delete it. Oh, I don't know what this.
Yeah, might be
It's
just,
gonna be at just the right spot.
yeah,
Now, the other thing, and this is just a usability hint, okay, it's not required, obviously. But one of the things I've seen a lot of times, like if you sign up with a to-do type task, they'll give you 3 or 4 starter tasks. And it's the first task, you might see it like click here first, and you click here, it's like, notice that by clicking on it, you can now edit a task. On your next task, click and hold, and
So
you'll see what, and you click and it says, oh, if I click and hold.
Yeah.
I can delete, and so you kind of, what they do is they use it as a training method to train you like, how do I go through those steps?
yeah, walk the user through it. Okay, I get it.
And that's a UX, user experience type of thing. And that's just what you get from when you start looking at so many different products and, realize I've looked at hundreds and hundreds and hundreds more products than you guys have over the years. Okay, you don't have, when you're my age, you've been doing this for 20 years, you'll have all this experience, you go like, well, obvious. So don't worry about that, just, you guys did all the things that you needed to do, all things that were in your MVP, right?
Yeah,
Okay, and that's the important thing, okay, this is what we have to have to make this work in the time frame. You got that, and then you say, oh, that's a great version 2, I love that suggestion. And then if you were to go on and make version 2 or 3 or whatever, you go and you add those things, so. The other thing just to,
For our project, we have decided to go ahead and make a password manager. This is what the welcome page looks like. So it describes itself as easy to use, and it also advertises the password generator. That's one of our big features for our password manager.
You can
We
view
are,
so we just decided on. So like basically we're on the sign-in page right now. I'm gonna create a new account here. And this should take us to. Alright, so in this page, this will be our home page, like. The page you go in after you sign in. So basically, this is a list. You can go add password and go add password. Basically, it will ask you for a website and app, preferably. The website or app
Yeah.
should be on a
website
URL.
URL.
So it can recognize it and also go to the URL. But it will be the
Well, the website, just copy and paste. You don't mind if I use YouTube, do you? Okay. let's just use the entire will.
So also, password manager app, one of the things we encounter that will have been difficult for us is the password by itself. We couldn't find a way to put it in asterisk while you're typing, but however, the only one that will access that password is the one who logged in. So like, it didn't matter that much, but also like, I would have liked it. The password would turn itself into asterisk by itself. And like, as you can see, it's not an asterisk, so like, if somebody's next to you, he probably can see your password, so you gotta be careful. But the password is already added to your account based on your email, and you can go edit and you can update whatever change.
Let's say that you don't like this password, and just go ahead and change this for.
Another thing we will have liked is like to test the string of that password, but also it will have taken a lot of modification too. And we were limited, we only use, for this type of data, we use Airtable and Excel to make our little attributions, and then go down a little bit. Yeah, like,
We can be able to go to the URL
yeah,
website. If you have it saved. You can also delete it if you have no reason to use that username or password anymore. And,
also like the bottom right here is like your account, if you wanna switch to another account, you just go sign.
yeah, you can sign out.
And password generator, so
This
this
is
is,
a password generator.
this is the big thing in our app, but
This is a big thing that we advertised.
so we encounter another limitation here. So like, since we were using Excel, we basically populated this data in Excel, and Excel has a function, but it's very limited, that gives you like a random word, like a random password, but it doesn't let you like input parameters as in like capital letter and this type of, so like it will do a simple, so when you go generate, it will do a simple password, not anything crazy.
So just FYI, on your password page where you had all your fields listed, I believe you can remove a field, so you won't have to display all of them. The technical term is shoulder surfing, when someone looks over your shoulder and sees what's on your screen. So you could do that, but you're correct. I don't think Softr has a password field to show just a star or whatever. And if you go into one of the higher paid tiers, it's, I can't remember if it's the second or third one. They have just added the ability to have custom code, which will allow you to build.
That's what I was gonna do, but like, it said like trial and.
Yeah,
I'm not doing that.
Yeah, you had to pay for it, yeah. No, for, once again, just like with them and they're not doing push apps, because you have to pay for that. As a student, I'm not asking you guys to, pay to have that.
But it shouldn't have been too hard to find a function to make a
Yes.
password. It wasn't.
And you may want to, if you enjoy using software and thinking, hey, I might use this for other apps and stuff. They are constantly working on pushing out new features. Say, hey, I noticed you don't have a password field. We really would, we could find that useful for when we're opening other data things. We want to have protected data. Can you add this as a field?
Yeah.
And not saying it's going to happen, or not saying it's going to happen right away, but that is a possibility. And that's where you work with the products and tools that you use, is by making suggestions and stuff.
Also, the other limitation is like the element of we get access to all data unencrypted. There's no type of encryption, so we can see your password. So that's a big, but like it's like it is what it is. A password app is like, it takes a lot in the cybersecurity realm that like we couldn't implement this. You can go return home, sign out, and do that. Nothing.